Oh no, say it isn't so. We are at the end of Bad Batch. Wah, wah. All right, everybody. Who lives? Who dies? Is it good? Is it not so good? All that we're going to answer more here on Two Geeks and a Microphone.
Hello there. So who talks first? You talk first. I talk first.
We'll let the dead air talk first.
Sorry, I was so into our theme.
All right, it's all good. Welcome everybody to the Two Geeks and a Microphone show. I am your co-host, Mr. Stephen Boster, along with the most illustrious, the most drinking so much. What are you drinking today, Mr. Michael Shanks? Mike, say hey to everybody.
Good morning to all you geeks out there in Geekdom Land. I am drinking an iced coffee that I made myself.
He is all set with his
quite
iced coffee,
delicious.
everybody. I am drinking my normal Rockstar. Man, they probably should be sponsoring us because of how much I drink it. Rockstar Zero Fruit Punch today. And all. So anyway, hey everybody, we are talking about Bad Batch, Star Wars: The Bad Batch. Which season are we on? Second season. Season two.
Dos.
Mike and I have not talked about this whatsoever. We have saved it for the podcast, so you're going to see oohs and ahs and shocks and the whole bit, all in real time today on Two Geeks.
We didn't even talk about it in our briefing before the show either.
No, we almost started.
Yeah, we did. We did almost.
We were like, oh, save it for the
Save
podcast.
it for the podcast.
Well, everybody, we're so glad you're here with us. Thank you so much for joining us, because we are doing the penultimate and the last. Penultimate, I think, isn't that the fancy term for next to last?
I don't know. You're the one that knows all the $3 words. Wait a minute, is that a $3 word?
Penultimate, $4 word.
Oh wow, $4 word. Steven's really pulling the vocabulary out on us today.
I'm pulling it out of somewhere.
That was good.
Oh gosh. So, all right, everyone, here's the dealio. So, we are, how shall I say this? We're jumping right in because we got some stuff to talk about. So, if you would please, if you're enjoying our content, if you could just hit the like button for us, we'd really appreciate it. We are new to the realm of YouTube, and so anything you do, please comment below if you have any comments during the show. And we just love enjoying our time interacting with everyone when you join us on early Saturday mornings. So with that, hey, Wolf Killer 206, good morning.
Well, wait, we were going to let Angie do a little geekdar for us.
Yeah, Angie. I'm so sorry, Angie. So we don't really have, for Mike and I, we really don't have any geeky news or geekdar because we're all consumed in this. But Angie has something she wants to share. Angie, what was on your geekdar for this week?
Well, wait. Let's play the bumper.
Play the sound.
Well, you don't need that, Private. We're right here. Now, what is it? Now, what is it?
I'm having trouble with the radar, sir.
What's wrong with it?
I've lost the bleeps, I've lost the sweeps, and I've lost the creeps.
The what? The what? And the what?
You know, the bleeps, the sweeps, and the creeps.
That's not all he's lost.
Steven, you made me work hard on getting a video for that bumper, and you're trying to forego it.
He's like, I just want to get to the main event.
Right. No, Angie, so what did you go see?
So there was a special fan event, which wasn't all that special, but whatever, of Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves on Wednesday. It was epic. I could kick myself in the rear because I totally forgot the map to show you guys. So I'll have to show you next week. But I guess the reason why it was called a fan event is because they gave you a map about yay big, 8x10, I guess. And it was a map of the Forgotten Realms. So if any of you out there know anything about Dungeons and Dragons, that's one of
That's
the realms.
cool.
And so it shows like all the areas within that realm. And there was a few discrepancies I saw in there. They didn't show the Fey realm. However,
out on the map. That's awesome.
however, I'm such a nerd, I know.
Total D&D nerd.
Right.
But
Yeah, man.
but yeah, so they gave you that. They gave you a poster, and at the very beginning, they had the cast come on and say, "Hey, thank you so much for coming out to the theaters to see our show and all this stuff."
That's
so that was kind of
cool.
cool. But no, it was really, really good. I was totally nerding out because at the very beginning, they showed Icewind Dale, and I was like, "Oh, this looks like Icewind Dale," and I was right. So I was like, "Oh, yay!" But it was really cool to see, like, because when you play D&D, it's all in your head, and so you have to like try and especially as a DM, you have to try and match what's in your head so that your players can understand and kind of get an idea of what you're seeing. And so it was so cool to be able to see, Neverwinter and the Underdark and all this kind of
Oh,
stuff.
they showed Neverwinter?
They showed Neverwinter. Now, granted, one of my pet peeves was that it should have been bigger because it didn't look like it was super big.
Oh,
And Neverwinter is a huge hub in the Forgotten Realms.
right.
But it was really, really cool. And like, it was so neat to see, like, at one point they showed like the mage hand between one of the characters and another one that was fighting against each other. They had, are you ready for this? They had an owlbear. It was so
awesome.
cool.
That's awesome. So,
Yeah.
So did they have the big eyeball thingy?
Totally the beholder. They
Yeah.
did not show the beholder, unfortunately, but they did have a gelatinous cube. So that was cool. Yeah, it was great.
let me ask you this: on a scale, if you had to put a scale, what would the scale be?
Okay, so
And
I
then
was thinking about that because
what's
I
your
am going to
rating?
do my own review on my podcast.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, so obviously since it's D&D, you got to do nat 1, critical fail to nat 20, critical hit.
Nice.
I would
like
probably give it a 16. So there was a
Okay.
few things that I was kind of disappointed in. But overall, it was really good. Story was good. The characters, like, very, very well written. They had a nice little story arc for some of them. And I have to admit, this is probably, like, they finally listened to the fans and they made a good D&D movie.
Right.
So I'm very, I mean,
T-shirt.
again, there might be some people that I wouldn't rank it that high, but like, honestly, like, coming from somebody who was a player, who has been a dungeon master for the past couple of years, I really, really liked it. And there was things in there that I was like, yep, that was a nat 1. Yep. Oh, wow. That was a critical success. Like, like, it was so cool.
Right.
And I was literally saying that in the theaters. It was so funny. But yeah, I definitely am going to see it again.
Nice. Show everyone
Ooh,
your
okay.
T-shirt that you showed us.
Huh?
Your T-shirt. Show everyone your T-shirt you showed us.
Oh no,
Oh, this one. Yeah.
T-shirt.
So on my second, when I go to see it again, I'm wearing this. And when I went the first time, I had like a green hood and all this kind of stuff to kind of represent my ranger, because I always play a ranger. But
So
this
say
is what
what
I'm
it
gonna wear
says
for the
for those
next
who are
one.
listening, her listening by audio only. What does it say?
It says, "How do you want to do this?"
And it's got a 20D on it, right?
And so I didn't want to buy a Critical Role shirt because they're super expensive. Love Critical Role, but that's a lot of money. And we didn't have a Matt Mercer, "How do you want to do this?" shirt. So I went on Amazon because I buy everything off.
Now that's a great shirt, though. I like that.
Right.
I found that and I was like, yep, that's what I'm wearing.
Nice.
So, but yeah, overall, it was really, really good. And you actually get to see Chris Pine sing, which is hilarious because he plays a bard. So for those who don't know anything about it, you've got the bard, you've got the warrior, you've got the druid, and then you've got like two spellcasters, I believe. So yeah, it was kind of interesting.
Cool.
So, and they do show the different like the tiger people, which I always forget their name because that's the more like newer expansions and stuff from D&D. But they showed them, they showed the bird people, like it was really cool because all this stuff you see in your head or you see in the books, and they were bringing it to life, and you're like, you know, and like the Underdark, they showed the one part where they were walking through the tunnels, and then they showed like from a far glance the city, and I was like, oh my gosh, this looks exactly like what I thought it was going to be. So it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. I would definitely recommend going and seeing this movie.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Good. So we're seeing in the theater, and you're saying it's even worth seeing the theater a second time.
Oh, heck yeah. Because I know there's things that I missed, you know? And like one of my pet peeves was like the owlbear, like, unless you're homebrewing it and being like, yeah, sure, I'll let you, you know, when you're a druid, be an owlbear. That's not like how that works. But it's minor stuff compared to the overall aspect of it. And like there's on some parts, there was like twists and turns that I didn't even see coming. I was like, oh, wow, I didn't see that. And so I don't know. I feel like they all did really, really well. And it's hilarious because I believe all except for one or two of the main characters has played D&D. The rest of them have never played D&D before. It was really cool. It was really cool. Neat. So, but yeah, definitely go see it. Awesome. It came out the 31st. And so it's definitely worth checking out.
Nice. Thank you, Angie.
So, yeah, of
Thank
course,
you.
Of course. All right. Have a good show.
So, hey, real quick, since you said the map was incorrect, I'm going to guess that Michael Witwer was not involved with the making of that map. For those of you who don't know, Sam Witwer, who plays the voice of Darth Maul on the Clone Wars and Rebels and everything he's been in, his brother, Michael Witwer, is a huge D&D fanatic, and he's just put out a book recently.
Right.
I actually saw it at Barnes and Noble the other night, but he's actually put out a D&D book with, you know, a lot of artwork and stuff, just, you know, paying tribute to D&D and everything. So I'm guessing Michael Witwer didn't have anything to do with that map, because I think he would have known.
And the funny thing is Joe Magnelio, who you know, a lot of people know him from a lot of different things, but he's a huge D&D nerd. He supposedly helped on this, but I didn't see his name in the credits. Of course, granted, like, you know, they're going so fast and all that kind of stuff that you don't really. So I'm gonna have to IMDb it, but yeah. And the map is like only yay big, so like I don't know if they pushed the realm
like it was
a little bit further over. But they had Cormyr and it was in the right spot. And then they had like the desert and all this kind of stuff. But, you know, I mean, like, I'm a nerd and I have all these different maps for like second edition and all this kind of stuff, you know, so I was comparing.
Yeah, that's all right.
But,
and one last question before we let you go.
Yes.
Was there a post-credit scene?
I did not see one, and I stayed like for a long time. Now, they could have like waited, like, you know, because there was so many names and all this kind of stuff from all the people that worked on this that it could have had one. Okay. But I'm not sure yet. I haven't looked that up yet because I'm going to do some research again before I go and see it again. So that way I can do it on my.
I was just curious because, you know, as Marvel movie fanatics, we're all trained to stay through the credits. And now we've started to do that with like almost
every movie.
Yeah. So I was just curious.
Yeah, I haven't seen one, but they did do like they showed a couple credits and then they did do a little scene. So technically it was a post-credit scene. But Yeah. So, and I don't want to give any spoilers away, but it
There-
was just
there is
definitely go
one.
check it out.
There is a
is.
post
Okay.
credit scene.
There is
Okay.
a post-credit scene. It's
Okay.
a callback to a moment earlier in the film.
Okay. Okay.
So be forewarned if you go see it to stick around
Yeah,
for the
stay to the very end.
Yeah.
Till they kick you out.
Like I almost didn't stay for the end of John Wick 4 because
Oh, is
none
there a
of-
post credit in that too?
there is a post. So there wasn't one in
Ooh.
1, there wasn't one in 2, there
was-
wasn't one
yeah.
in 3, but in 4 there
There
is
is.
one. So
Okay.
if you go
Ooh,
see it,
good to
everybody,
know.
Good,
make sure you
because I
stay.
plan on going to see it.
Good
So
to know.
Because I had
Yeah.
actually walked out, and then a friend that went with us called us back in. He's got his phone, and he's going, "Hey,
hey,
come
get
on.
back here.
come
That's
on
so
back."
funny.
You
That's
know,
hilarious.
kind of a thing.
That's
Yeah.
really cool that they have a post credit.
Like we were the only ones plus one other person that stayed, and it was a full theater. Well, 2/3 full, but I mean, everybody left because
I-
you don't
yeah.
expect it, kind of a thing. So
I will
Right.
say I was a little sad that the theater wasn't more packed, but then again, it was a Wednesday night, and a lot of people are like, "I got to get up for work in the morning. I'll just wait until the weekend."
Oh, it is the
blah, blah,
fan
blah.
event, and that's those
Yeah.
pay extra. You know, you're a fan if you're paying the extra to go
Yeah,
see
yeah.
those. So, yeah. All right, cool
So-
beans.
Yeah. All right. Have a good show, guys.
Awesome. Thanks, Angie.
I'm jealous of people of AMC's.
What did AMC get?
They have a D20 popcorn bucket.
Oh, cool. That's neat.
I want one, but we don't have an AMC.
Well, we got some in Missouri. All right. We ready to move on?
Yeah, go ahead, man. Let's do this.
Oh, I almost played the wrong.
It's time for the main event. Dun, 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 dun.
That's season finale.
Yep.
What are the names of these episodes? Shoot.
Well, the other one was
The last one is Plan 99.
right.
I know that for sure.
Right.
Dang it. I should have had this ready. Sorry.
That's okay. That's all right.
Disney.
I could have had it ready too, but that's okay. No blame here, everybody. No blame. Megan,
I
why
don't know.
didn't you
I
not
don't
have it ready yet, Megan? No, I'm just teasing. I'm teasing everybody. Megan does a great job. Just teasing. All right.
Really, our
What season is this?
season 2.
Yeah, season 2. Probably should do a little synopsis of each one.
Yeah, that would be good too.
So real quick thing. Everybody, if you've seen these, I would really like you to put some comments in the comment section in the chat, because I'm really curious. Mike and I have not talked, and I'm really fascinated to see what everybody thinks about these 2 episodes. The
Okay, I got it.
it's only 16 episodes. I don't know how many do we have in
It
the
is
first
16
season?
episodes. Okay, season 1. I get season 2 ready, and then you throw me off with season 1. Thanks, Steven.
I'm sorry. Normally, these things, these little details and stuff and all that. So
Season 1 was 16 episodes also.
okay, all
So,
right.
And now I gotta-
There's a reason I'm asking that question, everybody, but we'll get into it in a little bit.
okay.
So
There's a method behind your madness.
there is a method behind my madness. While I'm saying
All right.
that.
So these 2 episodes were called The Summit, which is episode 15, and episode 16 is called Plan 99.
Mhm.
The Summit plot summary. On Pabu, Tech briefs the rest of Bad Batch about his search through the Republic and the Imperial files for information about the Advanced Science Division. His search has yielded little information about Crosshair's location and Dr. Royce Hemlock. Echo informs the rest of the clones that Hemlock is scheduled to attend a conference at Governor Tarkin's compound on... Shut up, Echo. Anyway, sorry, my Amazon Alexa is set to Echo in here. Anyway, conference at Governor Tarkin's compound in Irudo. I don't know how you say that.
That's all right. Go ahead.
In 2 rotations. Echo proposes planting a homing beacon on Hemlock's ship and using it to find Hemlock's base and Crosshair's location. Hunter is skeptical about the plan since they are at a tactical disadvantage. Tech counters that Crosshair is their brother, while Omega says that Crosshair is, well, she says he's their brother too.
Mhm.
Wrecker is also supportive. Hunter talks about reinforcements. Echo replies that Rex is on a mission and says that their team is sufficient enough to get it in and get out without alerting the Imperials, but that they need to move quickly. Hunter agrees with the plan. So, that's not the full thing. I'm not going to read all of it. There's a lot.
That's fine. Yeah. No. That's just a quick.
I started reading it. I'm like,
Okay.
holy cow, this is longer than I thought it was.
Right. Yeah. We don't need to.
I mean,
go
it's
all
like
into all that.
giving a whole episode away. That's just the summit now. I thought these 2 episodes, in my opinion, were fantastic. Rather dark. I love the way it ended, honestly, because I did the whole David Tennant Doctor Who. What?
Right.
Anyone knows Doctor Who? That's what
Interesting.
David Tennant does a lot too. What?
I did that too. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
It
All right.
shocked me. The end felt very Empire Strikes Back.
I thought of you at the end going, it's Empire Strikes Back style. Mike
Yes.
probably is enjoying this.
Oh, absolutely loved it. I thought this was fantastic.
So let's do our scale here real quick.
Are we measuring this as 2 episodes as 1 episode, or we
Because they came out together. I would say do it that way.
Sounds good. And let's see. I know what our scale should be. All right.
Okay.
I got an idea for our scale.
Okay, go.
I say we go with tech goggles.
Okay. All right.
All right.
All right. We'll explain that later, everybody, if you haven't seen it.
Tech
Or after the
goggles.
spoilers.
1 out of 10 tech goggles, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. I'm going to give it 8 tech goggles because I
Okay.
really enjoyed this episode. Like I said, it has a very dark feel to it.
Mhm.
I love that we got Tarkin back again. I love I thought our heroes were great in this.
Right.
I love that we had director Krennic. He was in it. That was cool.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
what was it? What's the line from Rogue One? Don't choke on your admirations.
Aspirations.
Director Krennic.
Right.
I got to work on that one.
Yeah.
I don't use that one a lot, so I got to work on it. Lots of cool little Easter eggs. Oh, we got another surprise visit from another previous Star Wars character, which I was pretty happy to see. Also,
Right.
I'll
Wait,
hold off
don't-
on that.
Yeah. Don't save this for the spoilerific section. Yes.
Right. So yeah, overall, I thought this was a great 2 episodes and a great season finale and a fantastic cliffhanger.
Nice. Okay.
Like-
Okay. Cool.
Now for the Steven portion.
The animation was great.
I hate it when he starts off like that.
Right. The story was good and interesting for a season finale. I hated it. Absolutely hated
I
it.
knew you were going to say that. Just because it was a cliffhanger.
Yes and no. I'm okay with cliffhangers to a certain degree. I want to be careful here. I don't want to spoil too much, to be open with you guys. So I will say this: is it worth seeing? Yeah, absolutely. Did I do any Steven skips? No, I did not. I
that's good.
watched every single moment. It was Empire Strikes Back. And a lot of you guys know I don't enjoy the ending of Empire Strikes Back because it's like, well, wait a minute, you didn't complete the story. Gosh darn it, those kinds of feelings.
Of course, because this is a 3-parter.
Right, and so I really struggled. I really struggled with it.
I knew you were
Um,
going to.
and so I'm like, I mean, the animation's good, the characters are good, the reveals were interesting, the character, the different things that happened. I don't want to give too much away, or were fine. But as far as storytelling, and I guess what J.J. Abrams calls the mystery box, you did not answer the mystery box for me personally. Some people may be fine with that, and that's totally okay. But I would have to say from just in and of themselves, it was engaging, it was good, and I was engaged, and so I would give them an 8. But if you ask me if it was a good season finale, I'd say I'd have to give it a 2.
Oh,
So
oh, come on,
no,
Steven.
no. I'm just saying.
I know
I'm
it's
just
your
saying,
opinion, but come on, a
it's
2.
worth seeing. It's good and enjoyable. It made me wonder if we were missing some episodes because of the way it ended.
I never felt
Because
that way.
yeah,
Never.
that's
I don't
okay.
get why you felt that way.
I'll-
Okay,
I'll,
okay,
I'll
okay.
explain in the spoilerific territory.
Sure. Now I do have a question for you though.
Fight! I'm just kidding.
No, I got a question for you though.
Sure.
You brought up J.J. Abrams, and I hate the whole mystery box thing. I really do.
Mhm.
But you brought up the mystery box, so you said you felt that it didn't answer the mystery box. Now let me ask you this: which mystery box? What? Because there's more than one mystery box throughout Bad Batch, and
Mhm.
I mean, if you're talking about the one that I think you're talking about, well, that's going to get answered next season. I think that was pretty clear that it's going to get answered next season if that's what you're talking about. But if you're talking about another one, okay, I agree with you. But what are you claiming to be the mystery box of these 2 episodes?
Well, the biggest thing about this whole season was setting up for Tantus, in my opinion.
Sure.
I thought, oh, we're going to get more on Tantus. We're going to get more of what's going on. We didn't get really much of that at all. And I thought for sure the way it led in also with Crosshair was, let me rephrase that. We didn't get a good resolution to what's happening at Tantus. We're setting up Tantus. We know something's going on with clones. Okay, you're leading up. Ooh, I can't wait to find out what the reveal is to say, here's really what's happening. I mean, we can presuppose, we kind of know in a direction of where they're going, but nothing was revealed on that. Plus, we had Crosshair, and the whole thing about Crosshair and his journey, we did not get any kind of good arc for him. We did get his change, which was great. That arc was fine. Let me say completion to that arc. I mean, the arc is always continuing. That's why it's called an arc. But
Right.
We spent, I would have thought for sure we would have had a really good, we all come together as the Bad Batch again by the end. And because I thought that's where they were leading. Oh yeah, he's changed. They're going to go get him. Hoorah. That mission of going to get him was never completed. And I was like, that would have made a good ending. But yet we did the cliffhanger thing. We did the Empire Strikes Back thing. And that's just for me personally, that you introduced all these things in this season, but not one thing got any type of completion per se.
Okay.
But
Crosshair, yes, we did not get a finalized answer on Crosshair. I will grant you that. But Crosshair led the Bad Batch to them. That was kind of the point of Crosshair at this point. He led them to them. That's what I think his purpose was for this particular story.
Mm-hmm.
Did we get a final answer? No. But I believe what's happening here is I believe we are going to have only 3 seasons of Bad Batch. This is my prediction. And it's going to be classic Star Wars style. A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. That's what I believe this is leading up to.
Right.
which is why I think we got this style of ending that to me was very much like, I wouldn't call it, carbon copy of Empire Strikes Back, but it was in the style of The Empire Strikes Back.
The seasons are in the style of the movies.
Right, exactly. Not that they're in any way carbon copies of the films like people claim the sequel trilogy is. The sequel trilogy,
Right.
everyone says, Force Awakens is A New Hope, and Last Jedi is Empire Strikes Back, and then so on and so forth.
Right.
I don't believe that these were anywhere near close to that, but they follow the formula and theme of the original trilogy,
Right.
which to me is not a bad thing. The
For
original
you.
trilogy,
Right.
the original trilogy is the blueprint of Star Wars, of all Star Wars. So it's a good thing.
Right.
Good thing.
I would say this. It is Star Wars. We do have a podcast that we do. That is the only reason I'll watch season 3. I have no desire to see season 3 because I felt like I was drug along, and then you didn't give me any kind of good closure to the story. You introduced some interesting things, don't get me wrong, but yeah, I struggled with it. So anyway, we should talk about what we like and what we don't like and get in spoilerific territory.
Let's go back to that when we get a little bit into predictions. Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. Yeah, as far as the special guest that showed up, I kind of gave one away. Director Krennic.
You did give one away. All right,
Yeah,
so everybody, we're moving into spoilerific.
Spoiler.
Yeah, spoilerific territory, everybody. Because we do want to talk about what we liked, what we didn't like, kind of a things. There's plenty to like, to be open with you. I mean, even in their own, I give them 8s. So there are some great aspects to the storytelling. So yes,
if you add your 2 scores together, you gave it a 10. So
well played, Mike. That was good. Good.
Yes, we got a couple little Easter eggs, a couple cameos. Director Krennic showed up. I was very happy to see Krennic in this. I would like to see Krennic come back next season. I think he will. That'll be pretty cool. And then we got Saw Gerrera show up, which I thought was pretty darn cool. I would have been a little happier if it would have been Forrest Whitaker's voice, but I think it's the actor that played Saw in Clone Wars that's still voicing him, which is fine. I mean,
that's cool.
He's still on the younger side. He's not quite the grizzled old Saw.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But you still got some of his purpose-driven, what's the word? His code of what he's doing and why he's doing it really came out well.
I think
they really did a nice job with that.
Oh yeah, I think that character stays consistent with who he is.
In D&D language, we would call him chaotic good, probably.
Yeah, good, yeah.
I don't know. And yeah, we'll have to ask Angie here in a minute too, but yeah.
So yeah, I was really happy to see Saw Gerrera. It kind of sucked because he was kind of going against our heroes in this, and which kind of threw them for a loop and made it a little difficult for them. But overall, it was great seeing him. It's like, oh yeah, Saw Gerrera, nice tie to Rogue One. Right. which is a very good Disney-made movie, by the way. Rogue One is really good. I enjoy that. So yeah, those are things I really like. Oh, and I like that. What's his face? The little droid. Gosh, now I forgot his name. I had it this morning. I can't think of it. The little droid that did belong to Cad Bane. I love that he's in it, and
I missed that.
How did you miss that? You must have Steven skipped then, because he's with Omega. When they send Omega to try and get to Tech.
Toto 360.
Yeah. Oh no! Wait a minute. No, he's not. Oh, okay. Maybe it's not the same droid. He looks just like the droid with Cad Bane. Sorry,
I just didn't make the connection.
I guess I got the name. I got the names confused and stuff.
Right.
But yeah, he looks just like that droid that Cad Bane had. Which I like that droid. I think he's cool. He's a fun droid. So yeah, I thought these episodes were really good.
Go ahead.
I don't know. You frustrate me, Steven. You just frustrate me.
Look, you can like it. I'm not saying you shouldn't like it. I'm just saying it's just a preference thing for me for the ending of a season is all. So
But see, you're talking all these mystery boxes and all this crap. And first of all, I hate the mystery boxes to begin with. I hate that whole.
let me rephrase it rather than mystery box for you. Okay.
First of all, that's Jar Jar. Yeah,
Adams, Abrams, whatever. Yeah. I guess I just use that terminology to give a concept of you introduce certain story elements that you did not fully bring to fruition within the story, if that makes sense. And
well,
I get it.
I understand what you're saying. I get the idea of using the mystery box as a way of conveying that. I understand that completely. It's just Star Wars is filled with that, though. I mean, we get that all the time, where we get seeds planted, in places, and then we don't get the fruition till much later. Sometimes, it's part of Star Wars. It's ingrained in the blueprints of Star Wars.
Sure.
So
Sure.
I just don't get why you get frustrated over that, because to me, it's not that big a deal. It's like, okay, well, yeah, we're going to get this. It'll just be later. It's not that big a deal.
Listen, I'm not patient. That's what it boils down to. I don't deal well with delayed gratification.
It's planting seeds for future storytelling. That's what it's doing.
I'm okay with those. I'm okay with that aspect. I understand what you're saying.
And a seed takes time to grow. It doesn't just pop out.
Again, I understand what you're saying. I get that. I think there were things they were set in my mind. I thought there were things they were setting up for this season that it was, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's,
I mean, would I have liked to seen the complete story arc of Crosshair? Sure, I would have loved to seen that, but
I think this goes back into I have a deep-seated issue with movies in general when the good guys don't win. And I guess that's the expectation I have. It's the reason I watch movies, because I don't want
okay. Go ahead.
I don't want the how shall I say? I understand, if you have, good night, that Star Trek, the season 3, the Locutus episodes, where there was the big season finale was a huge cliffhanger, kind of a thing. But I knew it wasn't going to be a whole year later. It was just going to be over the summer, to wait to see what happens. I get that. I understand that. No, don't do that. I'm just saying that when I watch movies, I like the escapism where, eventually the good guy wins in the end. I do struggle in all openness about the, if you don't have some kind of, I get tension points, but if you don't have some kind of resolution by the end of the movie, I really struggle with that. And so that's really what this is boiling down to. Like the movie that really about killed me was Arlington Road. Where it was just a shocker at the end where the good guy didn't win. And I'm like, I just wasted an hour and a half of my life, for where probably the people who created the movie were like, we'll just do a big twist and we'll be known for the big twist at the end. Yeah, that doesn't do it for me. And I think that may be some of that, and just in an openness of that, of just, I like the escapism of movies. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
Okay, well, number one, I don't know what Arlington Heights is, so I've never seen
Arlington Road. Sorry,
Arlington Road. I have no idea what that is. Second of all, did Arlington Road have a continuation to answer the cliffhanger?
No.
That's why I agree with you on that. Star Wars does. Empire Strikes Back had an answer. It came in Return of the Jedi. Now, the reason I gave you the world's smallest violin is you say, well, I can't wait this long. Well, back in the day, we had to wait over 3 years to get the answer. Now we get it a lot quicker than we did. You know, it's coming. The answer's coming. They're not going to leave us hanging that long. It's not. I remember days when it was different, though.
Right.
It was totally different. We argued for, I remember as a kid arguing for 3 years whether Luke was actually Vader's son or not. Because, you know, it was revealed in Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, right. At the end.
And there was 3 years of fan discussions of, was Vader lying? Was he not? We don't have to wait that long. It's not going to be that long a wait. And we get stuff in between. We didn't get that back then.
Well, that's true too.
The only thing we had in between was the Marvel Star Wars comic books, and that was it. And that was a Marvel team making up their own stuff. That wasn't even official Star Wars technically.
Right.
So yeah, we got no answers. So you know, I don't mean to dismiss what you're saying. It's just wait. It's coming. The answer's coming, Steve.
Oh, sure.
That's all I got to say. And you're putting this in perspective of a movie. This is not a movie. It's a television series. They're done differently. I get what you say about a movie. It needs to be answered quicker in a film because you only have 2 to 3, you know, maybe 4 hours, depending on the film. If Zack Snyder's making it 4 hours,
right.
You know, but you only have 2 to 3 hours in a film and you need to wrap things up unless, of course, you're planning on extending it into multiple films. Then I get the idea of a cliffhanger, you know, in multiple films. Now, yes, you are right. If you have a cliffhanger at a film and you're only planning on doing one film, well, yeah, you're a jerk.
Well, it wasn't really a cliffhanger. It was just the good guy didn't win in the end. And I need, you know, and that's where I'm like within a film, you know, you have a whole, you know, you have a beginning, middle, and end.
Hero's journey.
And here I felt like, again, just like Empire, it's like, well, we stopped in the middle.
But the story's not over yet. That's what I'm getting at. You know?
And all I'm saying is that's just my expectation with any kind of, even a TV show, I expect something in the, you know, some kind of arc in there. And then I get that you may have a continuing arc that may be introduced, kind of a thing too.
But don't you find it boring if the hero always wins every single episode?
No, you're talking about tension points. I'm okay with tension points and that kind of a thing. So I'm going to drop it. No, I'm going to drop it because I get where you're saying and stuff. It's just something that, you know, it's just a difference of opinion. I don't get it. That's all. That's okay. I understand where you're coming from. I get it. And I'm just saying it's just a preference point. But I want to hear what your favorite parts were in these 2 episodes.
Oh, favorites. That's hard to say. I mean, I like the fact that we had Krennic, but I gotta admit the scenes were slightly boring. You know, it's just a bunch of old guys in a room.
Right.
It was like nothing was going on though.
Right.
I do love, and I wanted to bring this up, the fact that I get a kick out of. So the Empire is all against the clones, right? They hate the clones. They want to get rid of the clones. The clones are bad. Okay. Right. But yet every time you see something major happening, like in this episode, when they're trying to capture the Bad Batch.
Yeah.
Guess what shows up? These guys.
What are we looking at? So let everybody
know. We are
know.
looking at the cover of Star Wars Republic Commando #1, written by Karen Traviss, which, by the way, we did interview Karen Traviss.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, she would not talk about Star Wars, but
that's her preference. That's her preference as an author. She can do that.
I didn't say she can't do that. It's just, why do you think we wanted you?
Right.
It's just frustrating to me. Your biggest books, and that's what we wanted to talk to you about, and you refused to talk about it. Anyway, yeah, you can go back and look up our episode with Karen Travis. Unfortunately, it's just an audio episode. We do not have video of that one. That was back before we were very adamant about doing video, and she was adamant she wouldn't be on the video anyway. So
Right.
So she had some strange rules, but it's okay. She was a good interview. It was a fun episode. Anyway, in Republic Commando, you have basically Darth Vader's 501st. That's these Super Commando troopers, which are awesome looking troopers, and I want action figures of them. They came out with action figures years ago of them, and I missed them, and now they're very expensive on the secondary market. Right. Anyway, but now that they're such a prominent feature in
they're coming back. I bet you they
are.
are.
They need to redo those action figures, and I want them.
Right.
Anyway, but I find it funny every time something major happens. The Republic Commandos show up, and it's like, yeah, they're clones. You know, you guys hate the clones so much, but you rely on them because you know they're the best. I mean, that's pretty much the 501st, which is Darth Vader's elite troop, and also known as Vader's Fist. So I'm like, I just find it funny that, you know, they hate them so much, but yet they rely on these guys, and because they know how good they are. You know, they're definitely better than any stormtrooper out there.
Right.
So, yeah, it was cool seeing them show up. I liked, like I said, I liked the little droid Easy or whatever his name is. I liked him. I like seeing him with Omega. Those are fun episodes. It was, or not episodes, but scenes. A lot of cool little things in it, you know, that I really enjoyed. But I think we should move on to the big thing that happened in this episode.
Sure.
Because there's a looming question there.
Yeah. Okay.
There, as you would say, Stephen, it's a mystery box.
Okay.
So Tech is hanging off of the bottom of the rail car, whatever the sky car, whatever you want to call that thing.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
By the way, those things remind me of the things that Six Flags used to have when I was a kid, and they got rid of them because somebody died on one of them. And I would never go on them when I was a kid anyway, because I was scared to death of those things.
Right. Well, we just reinforced that, didn't we?
Well, you know, the funny thing is Disney has something like that, and we wrote it when we went to Disney. But yeah, I don't think I'd want to write it after watching this episode.
Right.
Anyway, it had something happen to Disney like that too, where it ran into the. Anyway, don't want to freak anyone out who's going to Disney, but so yeah, Tech's hanging off of one of those cars, and he basically gives himself up to save the Bad Batch. You know, drops to his death, or well, that's the big question.
We don't know, right?
Question. Is Tech dead? I say no. Tech is not dead. There is no body, therefore there is no death. If this was The Walking Dead and we were Talking Dead always had the memorandum portion of their show after every episode where they pay tribute to whoever is dead. If they did not get a clear answer and a body, they didn't go in the memorandum. Tech would not be in the memorandum. So therefore, I don't believe Tech's dead. If there's no body, he's not dead. That's my thought.
Let me ask you this. I saw it coming when they were leaving for to take the trip, you know, so they were leaving the new home that they have. And then the one lady was like, you know,
yeah,
there's this weird, awkward moment. I'm like, they're trying to set up some kind of love thing for them, but there's been nothing to lead up to that. Yeah, he's dead. He's not going to make it.
I disagree with there's been nothing to lead up to that, because there's been a couple other episodes where she pays more attention to him than she does the rest of the clones.
Yeah, okay, I can give you that. It was just the first time they really brought out.
Oh yeah, they hit it hard, and you could tell You could tell. And I honestly, I think they've been building up to it for the last several episodes because there's been a lot of attention paid to Tech in this season. A lot more. And Tech was kind of.
I mean, he had his almost whole episode on the racing one.
Oh, yeah, which was a great episode.
It was a great episode. Yeah.
I love that episode. I thought that was fun.
It was fun.
So, yeah, I think for like half the season, they've been leading up to this finale, quote unquote finale of Tech is what I leave.
Yeah.
But no body, no death.
Right. Right.
I'm sorry. All we saw was him fall into the clouds. He's disappeared, and then Hemlock throws the goggles at Hunter.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
find.
yeah, it's all we can find. Yeah, sure, that's all. I think you got Tech hidden away somewhere. He's probably right next to Crosshair.
Or he goes and saves them from Tantus, that he was able to use the tracker from one of the clones and was able to go find him. Because if that's all they could find of him, or that was all that was left.
Okay. So you're going with the idea that Hemlock's actually not lying, and that they actually couldn't find the body. I mean, there is that possibility.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I didn't really think of that. I guess that's possible. Sure. And then they make Tech kind of the big hero early on next season. It's not a bad storyline. I like it. That's
going to be my headcanon because I'm not going to watch season 3.
No, yes, you are. 'Cause we went covered it. You say that now, but then as soon as you see the prequels or the previews, you're going to go, "Oh wow, we got to watch Bad Batch."
Yeah. I think it's my time structure thing too. I only have so much time. I'm like, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna go on to something else, like Mandalorian.
Before you took on your second job, I would give you a hard time about the time structure thing, but I can't give you a hard time about it. I can't give you a hard time at all about that now. There's no way. I get it. I totally get that. No, I think he's not dead. I do like your idea that but we could go with the other direction where Hemlock actually has him, and then he and Crosshair have to team up to save the Bad Batch, to get out of the facility and save Bad Batch, which I like that idea too, because then that gives us the story arc of Crosshair, and I think we're moving towards that. I think we are moving towards where Crosshair, he either switches back completely, or he helps them finish this, and then he goes off on his own. There is that possibility too, because I could see that, because he's not like the rest of the team.
Right.
He is his own person. He doesn't have the same, I don't think he looks at everybody, well, they're our brother, that kind of thing. So.
Oh yeah, good call.
I don't know. I don't know exactly where he's still a mystery. He's still somewhat of a mystery, which, by the way, I like him being a mystery. I think it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Okay. So Crosshair, I believe, is not dead. That's where we are with that.
You mean Tech?
Or yeah, I meant Tech. Tech.
Yeah.
I believe Tech is not dead. Then we get to the other big mystery box.
Dun, 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 dun.
The one that I went, what? And it takes me back to Darth Vader.
Okay.
Sister. You have a twin sister. Perhaps if you will not turn, she will.
Right.
It's revealed that
very end, yeah,
that the woman with Hemlock's assistant, just because that's a lack of better information, I'm assuming she's his assistant.
Right.
She reveals to Omega, tomato, potato. Anyway, she reveals to Omega that she is Omega's sister, and bam, mind blowing. I was just like, what?
Yeah.
What the heck does this mean? So we have another female clone who appears to be older than Omega.
Yeah.
So I'm shocked. I don't know where they're going with this. I have no clue. And I was like, oh crap, Steven's gonna hate this.
um at that point I really didn't care. Because I was just like, whatever. Because there wasn't anything to indicate that or anything. And I know you want to have a big surprise and stuff like that, but I was just like, really? That's where you're going to go with this? That she's a sister? It just didn't. Okay, it was there, but it just didn't intrigue me. I'm like, all right, whatever, kind of a thing. It was just.
That blows my mind.
Does it? That's, for me, I was just like.
I mean, it was the Darth Vader moment. It was the I am your father moment.
No, she said she was her mother. I've been like, what?
Well, we know that's not
right.
Her clones of Jango Fett.
Is she a clone or is she?
Alice is closer to her mother than anybody.
Agreed. Yeah.
Which I love that line when she said, interesting. You trust the Kimonian more than you trust me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And she's like, but I don't know you. Oh, you know me better than you think you know me.
Right. Yeah, that was like, well, whatever. Now, I will agree with Brenda put in the chat. She said her mystery box is Omega, and finding out more about her origin. I thought for sure we would have gotten more this season than what we did about her. Because really, we didn't get any answers about who she is. And that's been rolling since season 1.
Yeah, Omega, her growth has just been in, her learning her place within the Bad Batch, learning her skills and stuff.
Yeah, which has been good.
I mean, it's been great. I love that. Yeah, you're right on that. They have not revealed much. We still don't know why the Empire is so adamant about getting Omega. What is so important about her? But now we get this whole. She has a sister, which means they all have another sister,
right?
And so, question is there more females out there that we didn't know about? Or are they still the only two? Or
right?
Why have they been hidden? That kind of thing. Yeah, there's a lot of questions. Now, I will give you the mystery box on this one. That to me was the big mystery box of this whole season. Was this I am your sister moment.
Yeah. Omega, I am your sister. Really? Okay. I think for me, some of it I'm not intrigued by it because I enjoyed, in all openness, the uniqueness of Omega. We have a female clone. And in that she may be the only one, or she's the only one, all we knew. And then now we're going to throw in another one. Just doesn't.
I get what you're saying. It doesn't make her unique.
It doesn't make her unique anymore. And I'm like, well, why is she with Empire or something? And I'm like, okay, whatever. I just don't.
Well, as far as her being with the Empire, I mean, we have clones that switch sides with no question. So.
Oh, sure. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. I guess for me, it's just I'm just not intrigued in it.
I mean, Order 66 came down and they just went snap.
Right.
So I don't know. That doesn't concern me as much. The fact that she is working for the Empire, but we also don't know really where her heart is in all this. We've just seen her assisting Hemlock.
Mm-hmm.
And and there's been times where she warned Crosshair, don't cross him, do what he says,
and
now that I think back to that, it's like, why would she even care to warn him before? And now it's like, oh wait, she's warning him because he's her brother. That's why she's warning him.
Mm-hmm.
And there's something there. So maybe there is something in her that's somewhat.
I like that. Sure.
Like Omega,
Yeah.
Obviously she's not exactly like Omega, but
Mhm.
you know, and maybe she feels that working within the Empire is her way of, you know, combating them.
Right.
Uh, I, I don't know. I think we'll find it. Well, I know we'll find out more in season 3 of exactly who she is and why. I do agree
Right.
with you, though. It does make you Omega not so unique, and that was probably one of the biggest things about Omega was the fact that she was unique and different than all the other clones and such.
Yeah.
So, but I'm still open to this, and I want to see where they're going. Look, Dave Filoni wrote this, and the man knows how to write Star Wars. So I'm just like, okay, let's see what Dave Filoni has to have for us.
Right.
That's, you know, this is his baby, and he's good. He's good. So, if nothing else, just wait for what Dave Filoni has for us. I promise you, he's going to take us for a ride.
Okay.
All right.
Right on.
So we may not cover season 3 episode by episode, just like we didn't cover season 2 episode by episode, but we will be covering it. Even if it is beginning, middle, and end like we did this season. But
right. Or
Now-
it just ends up being just Mike hosting by himself with some special guests.
wow. Wow, that sounds like a threat. No, I got a feeling when the trailers come around, you're gonna go, "Oh wow, did you see that?" And I'm gonna go, "I told you, I told
Right. What's gonna happen is now that you said that, it's gonna be no.
you." If it's not, it's just because I said that.
Right.
Because
Right.
inside you're gonna be going, "Oh, it was so good. I don't want to admit it." That's what we're gonna get. We'll see. We'll see what happens, and we'll see if you
We
admit
will
it.
see. We will see. All right. Very cool. Very cool. Anything else in the show that you picked out
No.
really the major stuff that I enjoyed?
I want to ask you. So,
Yeah.
with your frustration of the ending,
Mhm.
how do you feel season 1 versus season 2?
They're about the same. Season 1 was really good about introducing new characters and setting everything up and the tension points. I enjoyed the battles in the first season with Crosshair and the Bad Batch there at the end. That was really good. This season was a little different. I am glad we didn't get as much snatch and grab stuff. I am thankful for that. The development of Omega as becoming more and more part of the team was really good. You know, learning to fly, those kinds of things. It was really good and fun. I love the introduction of the safe haven kind of a thing.
Okay.
I really enjoyed that, making the connections with the people there. I thought that was good. So they're about the same because they're different. They're different tones. They're different. The first one was just learning to survive. The second one was finding their place. Finding who they are. And I did enjoy the transition of the thought process that we're more than soldiers now. And becoming more of a family. I did enjoy that theme quite a bit in the second season. So each one has its own, each season had its own. Did I like the continuation of the story in general between season 1 into season 2? Yes, I did. So it wasn't worse than season 1 at all.
I felt season 2 was a big improvement over season 1.
Okay.
I enjoyed season 1 a lot. It was fun. It was very A-Team-esque. We talked about that a lot last season.
Yeah.
And I love the A-Team. I love it. A-Team was one of my favorite TV shows growing up, but I got tired of the A-Team style. So I was thrilled that we were moving away from the A-Team stuff. And like you said, building into the family aspect of it and everything. I enjoy that. I like how they became so protective of Omega and everything. So I just thought season 2 was a big improvement over season 1.
Mhm.
And I'm hoping season 3 will be even bigger improvement. Oh, we did forget to mention something else that was very Empire Strike Back-ish about this episode. And it was what's her face? Now I'm blanking on her name. Yeah, the one that sends them on all the missions.
Sid.
Yeah, thank you, Sid. Sid turning on them.
Mhm.
Very much like Lando Calrissian when Lando gave up our heroes to the Empire in
Mhm.
Empire Strikes Back. When we get the moment, we would be honored if you join us.
Right.
One of the coolest moments in Empire Strikes Back, by the way. Although I felt Sid was a little different than Lando. I felt Lando was all, I had no choice. They arrived just before you did, and Lando thought he was giving up a nobody because he had no clue of who Luke Skywalker was, because he thought he trusted the Empire and thought that they were going to hand over Han and Leia and Chewie to him if he gave up Luke. And then, of course, the Empire turns on him and says, no. We're taking them with us. You don't get to keep them. So, but with Sid, there wasn't even that. Sid just gave him up,
Yeah, it almost seemed almost out of nowhere kind of a thing.
I disagree with that, but
I mean, she was mad at him and blah blah blah. We got that little communique or whatever, kind of a thing. And we're looking at our relationship with her and stuff. And I get that.
Yeah, but I never trusted Sid from day one. She's and we've had little warnings through both seasons. Like this season, we had the one guy, Ernie Hudson.
Mhm.
He told the Bad Batch, don't trust her.
Right.
Don't trust her. I mean,
Right.
he flat out told them not to trust her.
Right.
Because he knows who she is. And so, I mean, honestly, it wasn't a surprise. I knew this was coming. I knew she was going to give him up, and I figured it was going to be the end of the season where she does it. But, oh, man, this is the way she did it, too. Here, have a drink because I know they're coming.
Right.
Have a free drink because they're about to walk in the door. I don't know. It just felt even dirtier than when Lando gave him up. So that was the other Empire Strikes Back-ish.
Yeah, I think the difference is we did, in Empire Strikes Back, we see Lando kind of turn to try to help.
Oh, quickly too.
And we don't see that with Sid, which is interesting.
Right. I do think Sid had remorse, though.
Agreed.
So I mean, I think she will still be on Bad Batch's side.
This is why I was surprised. I'm like 16. This can't be the end of the season. This is why I asked, how many episodes were there? Because this can't be the end. This can't be the end of the season.
There were 16 for season 1.
You're leaving so much undone. I'm like, wait a minute. You can't stop here. So yeah.
Go back and watch Empire Strikes Back, Steven.
There's a reason Empire Strikes Back is not my number one Star Wars film.
Empire Strikes Back is some of the best Star Wars and just one of the greatest movies in cinematic history. Sorry. Now, I wouldn't call this the best, Star Wars animation not by far. I wouldn't call that the best Star Wars animation, but I still enjoyed it. Do I enjoy it as much as Empire? No way. It doesn't touch Empire Strikes Back, but I thought it was intriguing. I thought it was dark, and I don't know. Overall, I like these 2 episodes. I enjoyed them.
Yep.
I will definitely rewatch them before season 3 starts, or probably right before season 3 starts.
It's too traumatic for me. I'm not.
That's okay. I'll rewatch them for you.
Right on.
Guess what? I'll
Right
probably rewatch Empire Strikes Back before then too, because I love it. The best.
on.
I'll
I
probably
think-
watch your favorite before then too.
Yeah. I'll
'Cause I
probably
do
watch
enjoy
Last Jedi before I watch Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, no, not gonna happen. Nope. Can't make me do it. Nope.
Right.
Sorry. If I watch the Last Jedi, it's going to be without the sound. It'll just be the soundtrack, which is the most incredible thing about Last
It is
Jedi.
a good soundtrack. Yes.
It's John Williams. Oh wait, that's one last thing. I know we're carrying on. Sorry.
We are. Yeah, go ahead.
The music in this, beautiful.
It was
Beautiful.
good.
Kevin Kiner is a freaking genius. He does amazing Star Wars soundtracks. I love all of his music. I mean, I love his music almost as much as I love John Williams' music. And
Yeah, right
everyone
on.
knows John Williams is my favorite. And
Right.
man, they need to give him a movie. If they're going to do another movie like they claim they're going to, they need to give Kevin Kiner a movie soundtrack. Let him do a movie soundtrack. Let him play in a movie and just let him go. Because I think he would do a fantastic job. He does incredible work on all these Clone Wars and Bad Batch. There isn't a music piece he's done yet that I did not enjoy. And
Yeah.
and I think the music in season 2 of Bad Batch has been hold your butt, has been superior to the music in Mandalorian season 3, honestly.
Oh, okay. Sure.
And I love the music in season 1 and 2 of the Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
3 has not been all of what's his name? You know his name better than I do.
I couldn't pronounce his name, but I know
Yeah.
Ludwig.
Yeah. Season 2 has been interspersed with somebody else doing it. And I don't know. It's not what season 1 and season 2 were. But Kevin Kiner, man, he's awesome. The guy is a freaking genius. He's just amazing, especially at Star Wars stuff. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Disney, give Kevin Kiner a Star Wars movie. And that's coming from a diehard John Williams fan.
Right. Right on.
Give it to Kevin. All right. That's all I got to say about that.
That's all I got to say about that. All right, everybody. Well, hey, thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Two Geeks and a Microphone. Please, please, please comment below because we had some interesting thoughts in this episode. So we want to hear from you as well. Also, everybody, just a real quick shout out. One of the things that we have, one of our sponsors is with Podbean. So I'm going to put a link in the chat, which is podbean.com/communicate. That is our link. One of our sponsors is Podbean, who we use for our audio podcast. We've been using them for 2 years.
Since we started. Yeah.
Since we started.
Podbean's been good to us. We like Podbean.
We do. And if you want to try it out, click that link and I'm going to show you where it takes you. Where it takes you is going to be, it's going to actually have me do this one here. This is where it will take you. Dun, 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 dun. Record, publish, and grow your podcast. So it's kind of an opportunity for you. If you just want to try it out, I want to show you. I don't know if it'll allow me to do this or not. No, I love learning new things. And when we share the screen, sometimes you pick exactly what tab you are picking. But if you want to try it out, you can actually try it for free. What we love about it more than anything else is you get unlimited podcasting. One of the things we learned with a lot of other podcast hosts is you only get so much time or so many hours. And so we enjoyed it. We can publish as much as we want, however much we want. What's great about Podbean, it is also helps you set up your connections with all the major podcast platforms like iTunes and Google Podcasts and many, many more, Stitcher and iHeartRadio and even Amazon. And so it's been really nice to be able to have it to distribute. Oh, even on Spotify, because we are even on Spotify, the Two Geeks are. So Podbean had a lot to do with that. Now, if you are curious about how much it is, I do want to share with you what that is. So I've got to go back to share screen and then pick out what the pricing is.
Isn't StreamYard awesome?
I love it, actually. I really enjoy it. So in their basic plan, if you just want to try it out just to see if you like it, you can get started for free with 5 hours total. So once you hit 5 hours, you'll have to go to a paid plan. But it does give you the opportunity to try it out. We actually do the unlimited audio plan at just $9 a month. That's if you pay yearly. It's $14 a month if you just do it monthly on the monthly plan. You know how those things go, everybody. But again, unlimited storage space, unlimited bandwidth, and there's a whole lot more. There's even a Podbean app as well. So anyway, I just want you to check that out if you would. If you're interested in that, it does help with the show. And again, that is going to be, or the location is podbean.com/communicate. And so that helps us with the show if you decide you want to do that. We also are thinking about actually doing some other helps for folks who are interested in doing podcasts, and we'll have that more coming up soon. All right. And one other thing, sorry, I almost forgot. Ko-fi.com. If you want to help support us, and I'll check us out at Ko-fi.com/2geeks. We have extra stuff there. Pretty excited about just the community that is there as well.
Awesome. And last but certainly not least, please go like us on Facebook, subscribe to us over here on YouTube, give the bell a little tickle so you'll receive notifications of when we go live. We go live every Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. You do the math on the rest. And that's about it. Yeah, make sure you like and subscribe to us on YouTube because it does help the algorithm. It likes it when you do that, and it allows other people to see us in their feed and so on and so forth. And we just like to see that YouTube grow. Facebook has grown pretty good. I stay pretty active on Facebook and love to get anyone's comments over there on Facebook. Please make sure and go like us over there and say hi.
Right on.
All right. With that said, anything else, Stephen?
Nope. It's all good. Thanks, man. Thanks for a lively discussion.
Yeah, I love the fact that you and I don't always agree on everything. We don't always see eye to eye on everything. Right. Sometimes we have these moments where it's like, I really enjoyed it, and you're, it's
all right.
But it just shows we're real. We're not just on here promoting Star Wars because it's not like Disney's throwing us a bone here. So
right, threw us a bone.
There's a bone, dude. Anyway, so that's one of the things I enjoy about this. You and I can have disagreements and still walk away smiling.
And still be okay.
Yeah,
that's right.
All right, cool. All right, with that said, over and out. And I don't know. May the Force be with you. Thank you for joining us today on the Two Geeks and a Microphone podcast. Tune in next week when we will have more news and reviews. Until then,
may the Force be with you.